Hey guys, Coach Bricks here. One of the things I see with my athletes and my clients that is starting to get worse and worse and worse and worse is how much people sit. Okay? And also now stand. Now standing is a little bit better than sitting, but that's not the greatest thing. The body wants to move. As you see most of my videos, I'm usually rocking and moving a little bit. Now people say, what do you have, ADHD? No, it's just my body's natural thing. It wants to move. I mean, one time people were like, oh, you got to stand still. You got to do this. Why? The body wants to constantly move. It wants to. It's where my body feels the best when it's moving. I'm sorry, it just does. And I guarantee you, you have people come in and have some kind of pain. Yeah, once I get moving, I feel better. Interesting. Very interesting, huh? Then why don't you do it more? Doing it correctly, but why don't we do it more? Because we've become a society that loves to sit. And over the last 5 years, unfortunately, with the whole crap that went on, a lot of people now have gotten into that habit of sitting way too much. You know, they see a chair, they're sitting down. They see this, instead of standing up and walking around or doing something, they sit down. I see a lot of parents that go to these soccer practices, okay, and they stand there, or they'll bring a chair and they'll sit. Instead of walking, constantly moving, you don't have to watch your kid every second of every day, okay? That's why you got a coach. Walk, move. The body wants to move. That's how it lubricates itself, and that's how it moves better, and that's how it actually functions better. Then you don't have all these issues. But when you don't move, that's when you run into problems. And sitting's horrible because it turns certain muscles off. They don't need to work, so why? So the glutes are one. The glute medius specifically that I see in most people are weak as hell. They can't control them. They don't know how to fire them. They don't know how to do it because they sit too much. Now, a lot of people don't understand that, but that's huge. When I teach people and re-educate them on how to fire these muscles correctly, you should see how they get out of pain. It's amazing. Dave, I had this knee pain. Going to check them. I went to a doctor, went to therapists, I went to all this kind of stuff. Nothing's getting me better. What is it? Well, I do a couple different tests, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, all right, fire this for me. And they can't. They can't feel it there. When I re-educate them on that kind of stuff, guess what goes away? Back pain, knee pain, hip pain. It's amazing. And it's a re-education process. Because once you re-educate it to turn on, then it automatically will do its job again. So then you don't have to all the time. But I have so many people that I have to do this to because it turns off. And these are athletes. Some of these people are incredible athletes that are having these issues because school is way too long, okay? And I don't care, we'll debate all day long. I'll have a debate with anybody on this one. School is way too long for kids, okay? 6-7 hours of sitting. Yes, I know they stand a little bit here and there, but let's be honest, way too long, okay? It's idiotic. But then kids go home and sit most of the night, so that's also on them, okay? Maybe a 2-hour practice and that's it. You need to do more. We need to do more as a society, as individuals, to get our bodies right. If we're not going to do that, then we go and we're going to live in pain. We're going to have problems. We will. And we're going to see younger people have these issues. And there's no reason for it if we combat the problem of sitting. And then now I also believe that standing is also not the greatest thing for us either. Like I said, I think it's better than sitting, but moving is the best. So I have a buddy who comes in and he even told me, he's like, yeah, man, I got this desk. It was a stand-up desk, right? And he's like, yeah, I stand, but I still have this issue. I said, go to like a treadmill desk or whatever they call it. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. So he picked one up, I don't know, used or whatever. He goes, dude, I have no pain no more. All he does now is he turns it on. I don't know how it works. I don't have one. I don't stand behind a desk. But he goes, I just walk for like an hour at a time. Then I might sit down for 15 minutes, stand for 15, I'm back to a walk again. He goes, I just do that for 8 hours a day or whatever it is, whatever he's at work for. And he goes, I don't have that pain. Movement is what our bodies love, and let's get back to it. Let's get back to moving, people. This is what we need to do. All different kinds of movement. Learn how to move properly. I always talk about that. Learn how to stand and move properly. But move, skip, walk, backwards walk, side walk, bear crawls, all these kind of things. That's what the body loves. It loves it, so take advantage of it. You should be able to do this to the day you die, all those movements. Yeah, most of us look like this when they could barely walk. No, that's not how we should go out. I had a great aunt. I talk about her often. She was 100 years old. She was swimming a week before she passed. She walked all over the place. She was great. You would never know when she was 100. Okay? She didn't even look 100. She probably looked in her 70s. I mean, she was that phenomenal. She took care of herself. She moved all the time. I had a grandma who was in her 90s. Same exact thing. She walked everywhere, right? It wasn't until late in her life that she had an issue, right? But it was like 94 or something like that. But she walked. And she was still good. What makes that different? Because that generation and those people lived uncomfortably. They didn't have a lot of this stuff. This is your, growing up during World War II. They were adults in World War II at the time. So they understood that they had to do all this kind of stuff. We need to get back to that part of stuff. I don't want to go back to any world war, but I want to get back to us moving better. All right? Reach out with questions and comments, guys. Have yourself a blessed day, and God bless you.